Well, the party is on, and the Dodgers, the best team during the regular season, the best team in the postseason, and they can celebrate. As Dave said, this memory is forever. Can't take that away. They are world champions forever. And, you know, I do think, Alex, and they heard it, right? 2020, they win the World Series. They've been in the playoffs every single year since Dave Roberts has been manager. But, you know, people say, well, 2020, you know, it's COVID-shortened year. It was a neutral site. Does that really count type thing, which, of course, is ridiculous. But now that conversation is over. Any conversation about Dave Roberts being a great manager is over. The Dodgers win another one.
They outclass the Yankees in every category: pitching, defense, base running. Fundamentally outmanaged the Yankees. Look, sometimes it happens, but they're just getting started. You got to give Andrew Friedman a lot of credit. I mean, they're just getting started. Don't forget, Shohei Ohtani will be pitching next year. They have the core coming back. They have incredible resources. And on the flip side, you don't know if the Yankees, if Soto's coming back, Gleyber Torres is a free agent, Rizzo's probably not coming back, and the pitching is still a little short.
Absolutely. This is one of those situations where everybody always want to go for the manager's head. But the manager more likely put a line out there, believe on their players. I know sometimes there's some situations that they have to make a move, but at the end of the day, it's all on the players. And that's what Dave Roberts is all about. We saw that move that he made towards the end of the game on his reliever, going and talk to him and asking where we at. It was like, I got this. Manager that believe on the players, that's how they execute it. Dave Roberts, to me, one of the best managers in the game, based on the...
Yeah, I mean, look, the Los Angeles Dodgers came into the postseason with the best record. They were the best team during the regular season. It's not too often that the best team in the regular season ends up winning a championship. It just goes to show you how hard and difficult it is to win a championship, how hot you have to be, and what they displayed is how deep they are, because they didn't just rely on one individual to carry the team. I know we point to Freddie Freeman in the World Series. It was Edman in the NLCS. Yep. You know, it's like every day, every series, it's someone new. And when you have a team that's that deep, they're difficult to beat. You know, they were beatable. Look, the Dodgers, let's not forget, they won in 2020. Baby. But then they had 3 back-to-back disappointing postseasons. Andrew Friedman went out and made some incredible moves, addressed his weaknesses against left-handed pitching with both Hernandez's and Edman, and now roster maybe that they've ever had. But one word that describes them for me is toughness. Ohtani with the shoulder, Freddie Freeman with the ankle, Trinan and Buehler basically haven't pitched in 2 years, and they closed this game out in a beautiful, tough Dodger way.
They're down 2-1 in the DS of the Padres. And there's a time when a lot of us are thinking, oh, they're going home tomorrow, right? San Diego looked like the better team up 2-1 in that series. So the word resiliency comes to mind. They had to kind of survive that, win a Game 5, go on the next round. They had all these moments. Obviously, Freddie Freeman in Game 1, the walk-off grand slam. They were about to lose that game, right? And then they're down 5-0 today. And you're thinking, oh, go back to LA. And that's never happened where a team's down 3-0 and forces a Game 6. And they overcame all of it. They were battle-tested. Look, I think all of us picked San Diego to beat them when they were down 2-1. I think a lot of people outside of Dodger Nation thought they were going to lose, but those guys in the clubhouse felt as though they had the better team. Even when their backs are against the wall, they're very resilient. And so when they get to the next round against the Mets, or they get to this round against the Yankees and they fall behind, they still have that belief that they're going to come back and win. It just goes to show you how far belief can take you. Obviously, you have to be talented, but if you have talent and belief, it's a tough combination.
To be honest with you, without a doubt, there's a reason why the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. You talk about going through San Diego. To be honest with you, I thought to me San Diego was the toughest team to beat, and they got through it. But then you had Shohei Ohtani not killing in the playoff, but showing some leadership. This guy injured his shoulder, and we all know, I mean, Captain, you know, Alex, you know, this guy, he basically teach everybody, listen, October is so important that it doesn't matter if you are missing an arm, you got to be out there trying your best with the present at least. And that's what he did. That's why, to me, this guy going to be one of the greatest players of all time, not just based on his number, leadership, that comes along with.
Shohei Ohtani, the most famous baseball player, most popular baseball player in the world. 1 for 14. So what? Dodgers win. That's how deep they are, Derek. But they started 1-2. They started 1-2, and they finished 3. And tonight, Kevin, they used 8 pitchers in a 9-inning game, most ever for a World Series win. They'll figure. It doesn't matter how they'll do it. The Dodgers will beat you.
We all right? Really done everything you could do in a baseball career. And by the way, next year he'll pitch for the Dodgers. They didn't even have that available this year. Pretty remarkable, right? I mean, cool to see the star that he is on the biggest stage.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he's signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, he wanted this stage. He wanted it in Anaheim for years. Finally got the stage, performed on the biggest stage, and then played through an injury. And like Alex said, next year he's going to come back and he's going to pitch. So this Los Angeles Dodgers team, I think they're only going to get better. How many starters were injured this year? 5, 6 of them that were out for the year, and they're all coming back for the most part. They have a chance to put together a run here. Look, you never want to say you just pencil them in for the World Series, but I think you can basically pencil them in for the postseason for many years to come.
Yeah, they've basically done that. We saw Andrew Friedman, the president of baseball ops, hugging Ohtani there. And you touched on it, just how deep this team is and how they needed everybody with all the injuries ahead. It's amazing. You could put a laundry list of just starting pitching alone and piecing it together. And the deadline moves. Michael Kopech, who was huge out of the bullpen for them in the playoffs. Tommy Edman won the NLCS MVP. Just everybody available. Dave Roberts used, Alex, for the most part, right? I mean, you talk about organizational depth that was on display.
Kevin, the combination of tremendous resources by owner Mark Walters and Todd Bowley, and then the intelligence of Andrew Friedman. Look, they spent more than anybody. Ohtani, Mookie, but all great contracts, well spent, and tremendous return on their investment. 2 championships in 4 years are on top of the mountain.
And let's not forget they are ones. We didn't put this team together to go to the playoffs. We put it together to win a World Series. And by the way, Ohtani has been doing nothing but celebrations. Remember, early in the year, he won the World Classic.
Yep. You see him celebrating, though. His shoulder feels good now.
Hey, he's got the whole offseason to make it feel better. Hey, where's our champagne, by the way? We had a good postseason, too.
I know.
Let's drink some
on?
champagne,
I
baby.
mean, what do we got to do?
It's coming, Kevin. It's coming.
I mean, let's Poppy work on that for us.
I got you.
Hey, KB, I want to address what you said.
At what point? What do we got here? A little mini celebration there. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that they're okay here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're hearing any more audio. There's just Walker Buehler in the middle of it. Pretty amazing, right? And you think about Buehler, he was so honest and so raw when he was up here the other day when he pitched a great game. And a season that he struggled coming back from his second Tommy John surgery, had a hip injury, had an ERA of about 6 this year, and diminished velocity on his fastball, just trying to find himself in a free agent, right? Didn't get that contract he was hoping for. And then the last 2 starts in the playoffs, his best of the year by far. Dave Roberts says, I know you pitched 2 days ago, you're going to close it out. I mean, that is as good as it gets Talking about a guy that just sheer guts, right now. I mean, just what he gave to this team in the playoffs, and we'll see what his future holds. But right now, who cares for him? He's a champ again.
Him sitting down here, you can tell with us a few days ago how poised, how much he loves the big stage. He actually likes the cold weather, but he looks like the old Walker Buehler. But I want to address, KB, what you said earlier. In 2020, a lot of people said, oh, was it, cheap championship, there's an asterisk behind, all that nonsense. Well, this year, they went through the Padres, powerhouse, the New York Mets, powerhouse, and the New York Yankees. So there is nothing cheap. They've shut all the naysayers. This is as good and fulfilling of a championship as the LA Dodgers are going to get.
Walker Buehler allowed in his career 1 run in 19 World Series innings. Wow, that's good.
Oh, yeah, unbelievable. I mean, it's David, you're the one that mentioned it before. When you get to these games, everyone puts your spikes on. You never know who's going to come out of that bullpen to pitch, and everyone's in play. And what Walker Buehler, I mean, the story going into this series, and I'm interested to ask Doc this question, but the story going into the series was how the Yankees had a better starting rotation, but look at what the starters for the Los Angeles Dodgers did.
Yeah, they were amazing in this series. It was a big story, obviously. And we're going to get the manager, Dave Roberts, on over here.
Thanks, Paulie.
So we'll get Dave on over here to get some space for him. Come on in, World Series champion Dave Roberts.
Congratulations, brother. Congratulations.
This is some high-rent suits right here. I can't afford suits like this. I want to thank you guys.
It smells like a champion, though. It smells
You know what
good.
this smells like?
It's worth it.
I'm around 3 champions. They know what this smells
And
like.
you can buy us new suits after you get that extension.
Yeah,
That's right.
you know, that's true. That's true. I can buy new suits. Woo!
Dave, it was fun talking to you up there, but the most gratifying about this whole thing, I mean, you deserve it, first of all.
You know what, KB? Thank you. And it is the most gratifying. And I think that when I'm boots on the ground and you see from spring training to going to Korea, everything we had to go through and the sacrifice that players made for themselves, the families, to ultimately be one of one, the last team standing. And even tonight, Garrett's spitting out a really good one. We're down 5-0. We lose our starter after 1+. And guys just kept fighting back. We certainly got a little bit of help, but we took advantage of it. And, Walker Buehler sent me a text earlier today saying, hey, I'll be available. He sent us in the GM a text, and I just kind of patted him on the head, said, no, thanks. But then in the 7th inning, he's on his gets his jacket and says, hey, I'll be there if you need me. And sure enough, we needed him.
Wow.
Congratulations, my brother. I can be happier. You say something before that stayed with me into this moment. You say this ball club it's not made for the playoff only. We made to win a World Series. Mission complete, brother. How does it feel?
It feels great, and I think that I'm proud of the fact that we got more out of our players. Certainly, we got a lot of talent, went through a lot of stuff, but I just saw a different gear in our guys, a fight. And it didn't matter circumstances, who was taking the baseball, who was taking it at bat, the score didn't matter. There was fight. And so that's something that I wanted to pull from our guys, and they performed.
Yeah, you talk about